Dance or win, steal from the blind. Need your own kind, you're lost, I'm out of sight. You couldn't see me with Itachi's eyes. The one sober with homies all for the most loud. The sky's full of smoke, let me welcome you to the hidden cloud. Noveliss.
Okay, hello everybody. I know it's been a while and it's a little late, but I still want to do this video. This is the walkthrough of the Duality Dungeon, the new dungeon that was added with the Season 17 update, or just Season 17 coming out. I ran through it multiple times by now. Again, I know it seems like a little late, but I still want to get it up because I do have a recorded show. Join me as I walk you through how to get this dungeon done if you haven't already.
You arrive. Good. Yes. We have only a brief window of opportunity. The darkness is thick here, coalesced inside this effigy of Emperor Callus. It is tethered to his very mind. I have snared that thread, caught it between my fingers and woven it into a tapestry. One that I can weave you into. Enter Callus's consciousness. Use this opportunity to steal his darkest secrets from him. Now go. Time is of the essence. I will be with you from afar.
Now you realize there's going to be a common theme amongst this dungeon, and that is the bell that you're seeing being shot here. Trick to the bell is shooting it to go inside the nightmare dimension. You can be anywhere. You don't have to be like next to it. But when you want to return to the quote-unquote real world, I mean that makes sense, yeah. You have to be within the circle. Anybody outside of the circle, once the bell is shot the second time, will die. So with that being said, keep that in mind as you move through the dungeon. Also, let's let the parkour go through, and I'll catch you back here with the first encounter.
This is not what I anticipated. The imprint of Callus's consciousness is fractured, straining, as if Callus's mind is at war with itself.
All my history is etched here. From humble beginnings to my rise as Emperor. It is an ancient tradition of our people.
Callus? No, not Callus, but an echo of him. This is a recollection of a time since past.
My bell of conquest is so grand, because I have lived a grand life. One day, my daughter, yours will be just as majestic.
You are experiencing echoes of Callus's personal torment. Glimpses into his past which may provide insight to the future. I must focus to maintain your connection to this mindscape. From here, you must navigate these memories on your own.
Exile is the mighty goal. Too great a coward to kneel down and take my head from my shoulders. I am as you make me, and I would kill you were it my choice. But it is not. Kaito stayed my blade. Remember that. You were bred to be a sorrow bearer. I seek a hive commander, but those are not so readily available. So I made you.
Okay, here we are at the first encounter. What this one entails is getting the insignias that we're also used to from the Leviathan raid, that being cup, sun, dog, axes. We're going to be using them here today. Nice throwback. First, I'm going to show you where each of the doors are. There's 4 doors here, which you have to remember later on, but they are marked. So, let me show you guys what those are. Boom. Now that you know where those are, you're going to first start off with this counter by shooting the bell in the middle. Same thing I said earlier. This is going to be happening a lot, so make sure you know how those bells work. Upon shooting those bells, you're going to run around. You can use your mini-map in the top left to find out where the room full of enemies is going to be. There's going to be a scion in a room with a bunch of dogs. You have to go in there and kill said scion. Upon killing the scion, you will then receive a buff, or buff will be dropped at the beginning of the room. You grab this buff. It's also going to correspond to a room in the real world, and I will tell you about in a second. But there will be 2 buffs that drop. You and your buddy, you grab those, then you hit the bell again. Upon returning to the real world, you go ahead and find the place where you should slam your banner or the buff you just received. So I have access, and I'm going to go to the, I guess, back right or front right of the room, and you're going to see here the insignia notify me what room I'm at. You slam this, and this room will open, which would be a dogs with a centurion or a colossus in it. You have to kill them. After killing the colossus, you then sit inside your room, and someone, the third person that's not currently in the room, shoots a bell. You get transported inside, and you will face a bunch of shades or visions of Galron. This is the boss. So you have to make your way through these rooms. After you get your buff, you send yourself back in, and it's about 6, maybe 7 that you need to kill. They're nightmares, so you get the nightmare unstable essence buff that makes that you do more damage towards nightmares. And after you complete the rooms, the boss is now vulnerable and you can do damage to him. Do keep in mind though, you have a debuff timer, Nightmare Collapsing. That's how much time you actually have in these worlds. So by the time, before that reaches 0, your best bet is to get out of there. And after that, kind of have all you need to do, or you know all you need to know to complete this first encounter. Collect your insignias, slam them in the right place, go into the room, kill all the visions of Galron, then you come out and you do damage to him. Then, before your time is up, you see we have 7 seconds here, so we have to hurry up and get out. Boom! One thing I'll keep in mind, or you should be cautious of, is there are snipers in the Nightmare Dimension that do a lot of damage. Please be careful. They will hurt you. They have kicked my ass a number of times. But yeah, that's Galron. We'll see you here on the next encounter. After Galron, there is another little jumping puzzle thing to get through, so I'll let you guys get through that and we'll reconvene. I also will let some of the story play through. I'll like speed it up, but I'll slow it down when we get to the story part so you can just hear the dialogue that Callus is giving us, or Callus and whoever he's talking to.
There was a time I would have gladly laid in death beside you, here in these crypts. to nothing more. Shadows were cast here, history made.
Next up, we get to a puzzle room filled with a bunch of statues that we have to make right. So it's the same 3 statues that I've seen every time, and all the times I run it, it's the same number every time. In the order I'm looking at them, they will spin, pretty sure it's counterclockwise. It's counterclockwise, and the number for them is 223. And that is the order I'm showing at you, and that's how many times the button in the back has to be pressed, and I'll show you exactly where that button is. The goal here with these is to get them all facing the inside bell. And there's also a secret chest up here. Yeah, if you want a video on like secret chest or there's memory frags you can collect, just let me know down below and we can get that going. Now time for the second encounter. This one gets a little bit more hectic, a lot more scrambly, and I will explain to you guys in a second. From where I am standing, there are insignias that are on the 4 corners of this room. And I'll show you on the screen right now. Remember where the insignias are. There's also like a picture of the insignias on like a wall when you walk over there. So upon starting this encounter, you kind of just have to jump down from where you see me place the banner, and that will activate the, it will spawn the bell keepers, and that activates everything. You see, when doing this, you get 2 hologram things in the middle that you're supposed to go for, and obviously here you can see we have dog and cup, so we have to go to where those insignias are going to spawn, and there's going to be somebody on the outside who's going to be the person in charge of making sure the bell is free and open. I will show you guys how to do both jobs. So the first one I'm going to be showing is the bell one. So you have to kill the bell keepers. That unlocks the bell. So after that, you then shoot the bell to get sent to the nightmare dimension. Your teammates are going to go to the respective spots that we talked about just a few seconds ago, that being cup and dog. You're going to keep track of the bell. You shoot the bell, get sent in, and now opposite of where you are or where you shot that bell, the bell keepers will spawn. You'll see here, kind of made a mistake. Someone had shot the top bell when I thought the bell that I had shot was the one. So opposite of that top bell, you can clearly see there are bell keepers here. They need to die. Your teammates are doing their own thing, and we will get to what they're doing in a second. After the last bell keeper is dead, the bell is now open to be shot. So at this point, you can just do add clear, make sure everything is free and safe from when your teammates return to you, and that's all you kind of do when you're on bell duty. After your teammates get back to you, you shoot it to close it. Remember, everybody has to be within that circle, and then your teammates take the buffs, insignias, whatever you want to call them, and they slam it. Once this is done, you burn the first boss, as you can see here. You have to do this 3 times in total. As you can see here, the new insignias are Axe and Sun, so I'm going to go to mines, and I'm going to show you what you'll do if you were collecting an insignia. So you see that gets shot, and right here, boom, it transforms into something else. When you're doing this part, make sure everybody in your area dies. Because if they don't, then you won't get what you need to get done. There's a Colossus Centurion, I always forget the name, in the back of this place that will become a real annoyance. He also needs to die, but you also have to kill all these like minor rank and file enemies. Once this Colossus died and you have killed everybody in the room, in addition to the Colossus, this will spawn. If you do not kill everybody in the room before you kill a Colossus, the essence will not drop. It's called the essence. Thank you. And once you get that essence, you then kind of run. You could ignore the dogs. There's a sniper to the top left. You see him. He can kill you if you're not safe. Pay attention to him. Kill him if you have to. If you don't have to, it's whatever. You see here, I got my essence, and then I run back to the bell. I'm pretty sure my friend there lost his, but that's okay. You can just go back in as many times as you need to then get the essence if need be. So if we only need one after this, we just go in and get the one, but I still have mine. So I just run over and I slam. And that's kind of it for this encounter. It's just a lot of this is rinse and repeat, and I showed you both sides of what to do. So we're going back in because we missed the last slam. But with that being said, I'll catch you here on the next encounter. After the last encounter, it is just a series of jumping puzzles, so let's get through that. And of course, like I said, if there's any sort of dialogue that is said, I'll leave that in.
any star I have ever beheld. I name her Kaito, for the brightest star in our sky. May she outshine it always.
Alright, here we are at the final boss. And I'll show you how to get through it. It's not that hard, just a lot going on at the same time. Gotta be safe. With solar being out this season, it makes a lot of it easier with the restoration. See, I have healing grenades that I'm using here, and I have a dodge that then gives me restoration, and it also makes me radiant. Radiant makes you do more damage. So first off, let me start by showing you where each of the insignias are. As you sit up top here and look into the boss room, I will show you what each of the 4 insignias are that you must remember. Of course, you don't have to. It just makes it easier, so you don't have to second guess yourself. You automatically know. But you'll see the insignias are also above the doors themselves. Now, so you jump on down and start to the counter, and it is, lo and behold, Kaito. Kaito is Callus's nightmare. Woo. Trippy, right? So, it's much like the last encounter we just did, where there's going to be slamming involved. And of course, the bells are back. There are bell keepers around that you have to clear. There are 3 bells that you can shoot that goes into play later for damage on Kaito herself. So of course, start off by killing your bell keepers, which you'll also see in front of me. I get 2 essences that need to be picked up. That is dogs and axes. When my team and I are ready, what we usually do is we find out where dog and axes would be, and then we instantly jump up onto the platform. Friend there, Lucius, is going for axes, so I then double back and then head over to dog. We sit on top of here, and then the 3rd teammate usually just shoots a bell, sends us inside, and instantly we get taken inside. Boom! Scion has the essence. Grab the essence and jump down. But there will be bell keepers you need to kill to unlock the bell that you use to come in here. Make sure both sets of those are down. They usually either spawn on 3 of the sides, that being left, right, and middle. I think it's always the opposite of the bell that you're shooting. See how we have middle bell open, so they're on left and right. Don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure, but there are always 4 bell keepers that need to die before you leave. Once they're dead, you have your essence. You then reconvene with your group, get into whatever bell you shot. It will always be the one you shot to go inside, and boom, you just go ahead and slam. And you have to do this twice before you get to damage phase. See that slam here, and on the opposite side we get 2 more insignias. Look on the opposite side, it looks like it is axes and sun. So, our buddy's already at sun. I'll go ahead and head over to axes. When I get there, we signal out for my other buddy to shoot it, and we get sent in, and boom. I miss Sarah, but we don't talk about it. Got my essence, and then we go. So after you slam both sets, there will be 4 little red things in the middle. I don't know what to call them, but you have to shoot those to then start entering damage phase. Only after the 4 you slammed will damage phase be open to you. You see, as I'm staring at these red jewels, I guess on the anchors of the bell, you shoot them and they slam the big bell in the middle. It's how you do damage phase. On each side there'll be 2 bell keepers, and bells are integral to doing damage here because you quite literally need them. As you can see here, Kaito picks a side to go to. After she picks a side to go to, you actually have to shoot the bell when she's close. You'll get a debuff or a buff once you shoot that bell because it'll stun her and give you a buff that lets you do more damage to her. As you can see, all my buddies get close, we shoot it. She gets stunned, I get knocked back, but you have the Waking Resonance buff. You use that to do damage to Kaito. As you can see here, I'm not doing the best damage. She's super close. One buddy is dead, but we can revive him as we go along. She's going to visit each and every single one of these bells. So you have 3 attempts to get as much damage as you can. And she picks her path randomly. It's not always determined. So you see she went from right here to left. We had to be over here. Shoot the bell. Keep damage up. I die. Snipers hurt a lot. I miss out on damage here. And as you can see right here, we didn't get to that last bell. So if you don't get to the bell in time to shoot it to stun her, Kaito will leave. After that, it's kind of much rinse and repeat until you are done. That is the completion. Yeah, that is the completion of the Duality Dungeon. I really enjoy it. It's been the first dungeon that I farmed, because you can farm this. They have a new system where you can just farm dungeons, even if you got your pinnacle, for weapons, for gear, and what have you, to your heart's content. For all those that don't want to wait for a weekly reset. Really good system. I quite enjoy it. I'll let you guys see the end of the boss fight here. And comments, likes, subscribes, much appreciated. Tell me what I could do better this time. It's the first time I've done something like this. I felt very strongly about it. I've been playing Destiny a lot, so I want to see what you guys think about this. So, like, comment, subscribe down below, and here's to another video. Bye.
Returned to reality. I shared your experiences and am uncertain what to make of it all, but I believe there is yet more to find within. Should you be willing to delve into his nightmares again?